Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and about Atom Shop, it's a very small update, so I will cover some additional info about update, official date and time is announced, as well as what we know about Playable Ghouls, as there is interview that can be found on IGN website, so we'll check that out too. About Atomic Shop, so first thing first, all we have are those returning bundles with a discount, so I do fully expect that actual bigger update for Atomic Shop will drop tomorrow with the DLC, with map expansion. So not today, as you can see, those are just returning items with a little bit of a discount, which is unfortunately with current prices. This a little bit of a discount is like what the prices should look like by default, in my opinion. So this is what's new. Nothing new, just additional sales. Everything else is as it was. So that's previous stuff still available. Some additional bundles and sales here and there. Some of them just expiring soon. That's basically all that was in here. So that's not a real update today. It's not a real update. It's just tiny bit of an update with added discounted bundles. I'm guessing we are waiting until tomorrow. There is still not even a Fallout first item for this month. So I'm waiting until tomorrow. So about the update time, we only have a message from Bethesda support. It's not even posted by Fallout account, nothing on Discord just yet as of the moment I'm recording. And update time, June 12th, 10 a.m. ET time, or for humans, that will be like 3 p.m. London time. So 3 p.m. London time, 10 a.m. for ETs. And that's when the update is dropping. We don't know how long the maintenance will take. It's a big update, so I am expecting at least 4 hours. We'll see. As well, all the changes, I hope there will be detailed patch notes so we can analyze what is changing outside of what we already know, as they like to sneak some changes whenever there is an update, so I'm curious about that. Now about those playable ghouls. So we have this IGN article. After the Fallout TV show's breakout success, Fallout 76 will finally let fans play as a ghoul. And there are some official answers, so that's not just speculations, the official answers from developers. For years, Fallout fans have wanted to play as a ghoul. In the mainline Fallout games in early 2025, they will be able to realize that rather grim fantasy via an update coming to Fallout 76. This technically won't be a first for the Fallout franchise, as Fallout Brotherhood of Steel let players play as a ghoul called Kane, one of 6 playable characters in the 2004 PlayStation 2 and Xbox spin-off, and in 2001 Fallout Tactics. Characters in multiplayer can be of any of the 6 races featured in the game, including Ghoul. Multiplayer? Wait, there was no multiplayer in Fallout. Okay, that's not probably exactly accurate. There was multiple characters, but it was single-player game. But this is certainly a first for the mainline Fallout games, which have so far forced players into creating human characters before booting them out into the wasteland. Forced players, I like the wording. We are forced to be human. How terrible and miserable for us. In the Fallout universe, ghouls are former humans, so significantly affected by the radiation that they become unrecognizable and gain certain abilities, including immunity to radiation sickness. Some ghouls lose any remaining shred of humanity to become feral ghouls, attacking the player and other creatures of the wasteland on sight. Of course, we are not talking of this type of a ghoul here. In recent interview with IGN, Fallout 76 creative director Jonathan Rush said that, as you would expect, ghoul players shouldn't be too concerned about radiation. In fact, radiation heals you as a ghoul. And in this moment, I heard some discussion already that It's terrible that ghouls will not be able to play blooded builds. In my opinion, that's good. There need to be something special about being a ghoul, not just a different skin and playing exactly same build as always. So I welcome that. I do not complain about it. I welcome and embrace that. Full health ghouls. You get hurt and you get some radiation. Go drink some dirty water, you will heal, Rush explained. We already do have a perk that heals from radiation, but you are taking radiation. So I'm expecting as a ghoul you will not be taking radiation, you will just be healing, as ghouls in Fallout universe are immune to radiation. Radiation will also be positioned to have other very striking benefits, punctuated a bit more by the dozens of ghoul-specific perk cards that we are going to be adding, so more perk cards, I welcome that. For a long time I was waiting for some fresh perk cards. It was a while since any was introduced. This is quite the departure for Fallout and indeed the way players have been trained to behave in the games. In Fallout, players strive for protection against radiation and take drugs that mitigate its effects. One of the benefits of wearing Fallout's iconic power armor is that it confers extra radiation protection upon the player. But as a ghoul, it's in your best interest not to wear power armor because you want all the exposure radiation you can get to radiation. So we're getting benefits from radiation. I very welcome that. So full health builds, benefits from being exposed to radiation. Rush said, the hope is this will encourage a playstyle we've never really seen in Fallout before. A player who doesn't wear power armor has just freed up a ton of perk points they can use in a whole bunch of different other ways, Rush said, which is a whole different playstyle in itself. And you layer on all the perk cards and it's going to be cool. But don't go thinking you can start playing Fallout 76 as a ghoul straight away, it's a level 50 requirement. And I honestly need to say that absolutely makes sense. If you could start as a ghoul, that would be against any lore, as we are coming out from the vault as the game starts. We cannot be ghoulified inside without a serious failure to the vault systems, and there was no failure. The vault 76 was perfectly fine, so there cannot be ghouls inside. So it's later from the radiation exposure, and it absolutely makes sense. The addition of playing as a ghoul comes following the breakout success of the Fallout TV show, which stars Walton Goggins as the ghoul, an imposing wasteland veteran who has emerged as perhaps the most popular character in the Prime Video series. Rush said the development team has talked about ghouls for a while, but wanted to take the time to figure out what it meant to play as a ghoul and how that would fit, and how we've seen players play 76. So this update is not necessarily jumping on the popularity of the Fallout TV show, but will obviously benefit from it. It felt like the right time, as we have a lot of in-game players level 50 plus that may want to experience different ways to play through more difficult in-game content, Rush added. Okay, to be honest, there is not really difficult content in Fallout 76. Difficulty varies from easy to medium. We don't really have like difficult content. The medium difficulty is the highest that we can experience. And level 50, let's be honest, that's still considered to be a low level. The high level starts after you upgrade your legendary perks, which is more like level 500 plus. And anything between 50 and 500 will be considered like mid-level, even above like 100 to 500. Okay, up to 100, you are low level for Fallout standards, at this moment at least. One intriguing element of the Fallout TV show, which remember takes place after all the Fallout games as is considered canon, is that ghouls must regularly consume a strange yellow substance in order to stave off the inevitable feral turn. We see the ghoul struggle to manage his dependence on this mystery drug as he goes about his death-dealing business. So the inevitable question is, will Fallout 76 players who become a ghoul need to similarly regularly consume a drug to prevent them from becoming a feral ghoul? Possibly, Rush teased. So I would not be against it. So maintaining a Ghoul playstyle with all its benefits can cost you a consumable that you will need to use frequently. That would be a fair trade-off. I'm expecting if you didn't, I don't think you can actually turn into a feral ghoul and lose in Fallout 76 as what you would do then. But definitely there would be some consequences, some debuffs, severe debuffs possibly, if you don't do that, if you don't maintain. So that's possibility. It's no details, just possibly. But I'm expecting some mechanics will be there. Hopefully we'll be able to test it on public test server this year, maybe at the end of this year. In the short term, Fallout 76 will expand its Appalachia map with the release of the Skyline Valley tomorrow. So that we know. And that's announcement, and that's everything we know about Ghouls. So no blooded builds, a lot of benefits. Possibly it will cost to maintain. Okay, from other article I was able to see a little bit more than in here. I don't know why there is no more answers. They were basically mentioned that you'll be able to turn into the Ghoul, and if you choose to do so, you'll be able to revert the Ghoulification somehow and go back into the human. So it will be a reversible in Fallout 76, which I hope it's supposed to be like that, because it's multiplayer online game. You cannot push yourself into the corner and get stuck. That would be a terrible design, so there need to be a way to go in and back, and hopefully some lore to come with it. How is it even possible? Healing a ghoul? That would be new, but in Fallout 4, they were already looking for some cure from going feral, so maybe you can find a cure to completely revert it. There is no impossible things in Fallout, so we'll see. And that is everything for today. Now I'm jumping to Twitch in order to get ready for a season grind tomorrow, so I'm changing my build. And that being said, thank you for watching, and see you on Twitch if you want to.